So that would have been 2002.
Yeah.
So you didn't hear anything about that until 2002.
I mean, not that I recall. I mean,
Okay. During that preliminary hearing, did you know that there was a tape apparently that was delivered by Barbara Miller to Scott Schaefer's fiance?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you didn't have your preliminary hearings together?
We all were together.
They were all together.
And I sat next to Yoder's lawyer,
Okay.
which was a hired gun from Demetria from Reading.
Okay.
And I happened to be, you know, Jeff Mensch was my lawyer. He's now the
Right.
district justice in,
Right.
in Mifflinburg.
Right.
And he was green, you know what I mean?
Right.
But anyways, I was sitting, it was Mensch, me, Yoder's lawyer, and then Yoder. And after the preliminary hearing, Yoder's lawyer whispered over to me, said, "They ain't got nothing on you guys. You're gonna beat this." That's what Yoder's lawyer told me.
Right.
And so then, here's what happened then. I go back to the Union County Jail, and this old guy lived next to me, and I was telling him what happened at the preliminary hearing and stuff. Well, here he went and asked to see the state cops, and he told them a bunch of stuff that I supposedly said and did. I mean, I didn't understand. So what happened was they come in that night. I mean, I didn't know this at the time until after they came and got me. They come in that night. Oh no, before that, I was there another little while longer, and Mensch came and they offered me a deal. They offered me a 10 to 20 to testify to what Hummel was saying. That's what they wanted me to do.
Did you have any idea what Hummel was saying at that point?
Well, he was at preliminary hearing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I said, you know, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know nothing about this shit. How can I? Well, you know, why would I? Yeah, I mean, I could have saved my life, but I couldn't do that.
So you weren't going to lie?
No, to save myself.
Right.
So, when I turned that down, they sent me to Montour County Prison. They had me there for about a month and came at me again with another deal. I mean, same deal. And I turned that down, and that's when they came about maybe a week or two later, about 2 a.m, and scooped me up and took me down in the dungeon in Northumberland County. And they had me down in this little room with a concrete slab and you know what I mean? And they took me there. I was there for a couple days, and then they took me up with everybody else. You know what I mean? Because we were all together in Northumberland County, yeah. And then, if you want me to tell you about the other deal they offered?
Yeah.
When I was going to pick my jury, I was first. And I wasn't even worried about it because I figured I didn't do it. I would be found not guilty. I didn't know how the system works. You know what I mean? I'm just young, and so they take me up to the judge's chambers. It was me, Mensch, Sakavage, and Judge Rank. They offered me a 7.5 to 15 to testify to what Hummel was saying, and I turned that down. Can't do it. And
so they really wanted you to be a witness.
well, in my opinion, they didn't think Hummel was enough. Obviously, Hummel wasn't enough for Byers and Yoder's trial.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I didn't take.
So they guys went first. They were found not guilty. So you.
I went first.
Oh, you were first.
I was first.
Before the rest of them.
I got found guilty. Mark Byers went second, got found not guilty. Scott went third, got found guilty, and Yoder went last. And then
Yoder was not guilty, right?
Yoder went last, yeah. Well, I'm not saying he's not guilty, but
The verdict.
of certain things, but yeah. But and then when and then I got found, you know, I mean all the, you know, I mean some, you know, Mensch. I mean, I love him to death, but he, you know, he had my best interest at heart, but he couldn't compete against Sakavage, who had a degree in drama, and he knew what he was doing.
Right. So were you sitting in that trial thinking, I can't even believe this is I'm here?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. It was like, you know, poke me with a pin so I can wake up. You know what I mean?
You told us that you thought you thought that you would be found not guilty because you didn't do it.
Because I didn't do it.
Was there
yeah.
a point during the trial where you thought, "Holy shit, this is going bad"? Was there something particular that was said or something presented where you're like, "Oh my God, this is turning against me"?
Well, see, they brought up all the drug stuff, and I don't think that they should have allowed that because we weren't arrested for it yet. We weren't it made me, the jury put me in a bad light, you know what I mean? Dealing drugs in their county, you know, all the other mischief that they said we were doing. It just, I don't see how that was allowed in, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I knew it wasn't good. And then I heard, you know, the shorter the jury's out, the most likely it is to be not guilty, and the longer they're out. My jury was out 12 hours, and I knew. I laid down, I was over in the bullpen over there, and I laid down on that bench over there for all that time. And,
What was going through your mind at that time?
well, I knew they were going to find me guilty. I just knew it, you know what I mean? Because Scavenger just put on a better show, you know what I mean? You know, he had his shit together. I can honestly say, you know, whatever scheme and scamming he devised.
So what was your reaction when they said stand up, and they said guilty?
You know, I was kind of pretty numb then, you know what I mean? It didn't sink in for years later.
So right after that's done, you're found guilty, they take you out of there, you go to state prison.
No, I was in the county for a couple of years on appeal.
Okay.
Yeah, see, they don't sentence you till your appeals are done.
Okay.
So, but anyways, I wanted to tell you about when Yoder, you know, Scott, I was found guilty, Byers not guilty, Scott guilty, and then when Yoder was getting ready to come down, he was at Huntington. He was doing a time for an assault. They sent him up there. So they came and got Scott like early in the morning and took him out of the jail. And I didn't find out until I talked to, you know, people that they took him to the state prison and retreat and put him in the hole. The next day, they come and scoop me up, take me to Frackville, put me in the hole. And here the reason was, they said we were, they got a confidential informant that says we were planning an escape. That's what they said. So I'm I think we were up there like 3 months. I was up there for like Christmas and stuff, and in the hole, you know what I mean? And I was surrounded by all the riot guys at Camp Hill, and you know, they had a lot of them at Frackville from the riot in '89, and it was just noisy and loud. It was just crazy. I wasn't used to it, you know what I mean? So, and then Mike Rudinsky, which he did my appeals for me. I hired him to do my appeals because he knew the case already, you know what I mean?
Right.
So he